What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing another first shots. This is one of the coolest guns that have came out in 2021, in my personal opinion, one of the ones I'm most excited to shoot. This is the VP9 long slide optics ready. So the VP9 came out quite a while ago. There's been several iterations of it. This one I actually have here is the American mag release version, the VP9B. You can get this slide with the VP9 frame, with the B frame, but they're extremely hard to find. I've only ever found one of them. This one is actually the frame off my VP9B because I prefer this mag release with the optics ready slide on top. You can also buy the optics ready slide by itself. I want to mention my page supporters. Thank you guys very much. It's because of you guys I can get cool guns like this and ammunition to feed them. If you want to join the Patron Squad, all you have to do is go in the link in the description below, sign up. Also in that description is a link to a local shelter in Ames, Iowa that I really like to support. These kids could use your help, so please go down and donate to them. And if you have some time, go down and check out the Honest Outlaw swag. There's a link for t-shirts and mugs and all that cool stuff. Now the VP9L is a long slide 5-inch version of the standard VP9, which has been out a really long time. This one actually comes in at the exact same weight as the regular VP9, so you don't have to change the recoil spring. And it has these front slide serrations that are really easy to grab and also help reduce the weight of the overall slide, along with some milling inside here. If you open it up, you can see. Mine came with these high definition raised suppressor sights that are also tritium. So you get the orange front and the tritium at night if you choose to, with a blacked out rear, which actually is my preferred sighting setup anyway, so it worked perfect for me. Did not come with the optics mount. I was actually kind of pissed about that, and I did have to source one of these aftermarket for $85 to put my Trigicon SRO on. Kind of silly that you would sell an optics ready slide with it not being optics ready. So I was kind of upset about that, but hey, it's H&K. They kind of hate their customers anyway, so what are you gonna do? I have the cocking fins on this because I think those not only are really interesting idea, but they are very functional if you have an optic on it, because you don't want to slam into your optic and theoretically mess up your zero. So you can run it back here, or you can run it up here, which is what I do, because like I said, not only do these lighten the weight of the slide, help reciprocating mass, and so you don't have to change the recoil spring also, but they are extremely functional. Now, if you see there, one of the coolest things about the VP9L is that they brought back the whole Mark 23 USP Expert O-ring there, which is supposed to help barrel fitment, I believe, but either way, it's the accuracy ring. It's supposed to help accuracy in some way. People smarter than me will tell you in the comment section, but overall, that's a cool feature, and it also looks really neat as well. Now, along with the gun, I have the Trigicon SRO mounted on there. This is a 5 MOA SRO. It's my overall favorite optic, and there will be a review coming very shortly. Hopefully, it's going to increase the accuracy of this. Standard stock trigger in there, not for very long, but I left it in there for the review. The VP9 already has one of the best triggers, and they do make some aftermarket triggers like from HK Parts that I plan on throwing in there. As I said, it's the B model, so it's got the American style magazine release. However, most of them will come with the paddle release, which is easy to access on either side. Good for ambi guys, good for left-handers, but I personally prefer the American style. Just personal preference, neither one is better. Now, the texture on this gun is from RM Custom. They're a custom gunsmithing company that I go to a lot for stippling. You've seen them before. They used to be 3M Custom, now they're RM Custom. You can go over on Instagram and find that guy, throw him a message, and he does some killer stippling for a really good price, and he can have it to you for really quick as well. And on the bottom there is a magazine welt from HK Parts, which I'm a big fan of just because it seems like it kind of balances out the gun a little bit better. Add a little more up front, maybe add a little more lower too, help the balance out, but it also increases the speed of those mag changes, which is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna be running HK Parts extenders on my magazines as well. So instead of 15 rounds, we now have a 20 round capacity. So without further ado, let's go out and shoot it, see how it does.
The verdict.
I'm shooting like shit, so I have no idea. Let's make my eyes tear up. Starting to get her zeroed in a little bit here. I haven't shot in a while. I got some bicep tendonitis issues. So the first group was awful. That was in the wind there. That was all my fault, all over the place. We're at about 10, 12 yards or so. I can't really tell with the snow. Second group zeroed in a little bit more, getting used to the trigger. Third group then took that as a group to actually start to zero in the optic, started moving it down. And now we're over here and we just produced that group, which I'm pretty happy with. Knock it down a couple more clicks. All right, so now before we shoot it a little bit quicker here, I was gonna ask you guys, what do you think the reason for this is? It's been frozen all over the place. It's obviously below zero. But for some reason, all around this magical barrel here, there's no snow. I'm okay with it, but it's just a little weird.
I know why.
What?
I know why.
Why?
Aliens.
No side lock back again. I think that's my big dumb thumbs. Could be. I don't know. Interestingly enough, when I put this magwell, sorry for the wind noise. The wind picked up really bad. When I picked up this magwell and put it on there, one downside to it is now that I release the magazines don't come out without me pulling them. And I think that's because it pinches the inside of the magwell there a little bit. And I'm gonna have to see what I can do. Maybe bust out the Dremel.
Nothing a Dremel can't fix.
Right, that Dremel's like your best friend and your worst enemy if you're like a gun tinkerer. I have messed up quite a few guns with a Dremel.
But you've also fixed them.
I have, some versus quite a few.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got the VP9L here. We're at about 25 yards away from the steel targets. We're just gonna plink around a little bit, see what we can hit, have a little fun on this frigid day. Yep, she don't want to lock back, that's for sure.
Maybe she doesn't like to do what she's told.
It does that sometimes.
Does that mean it's ready?
Yep, it's ready. What do you think?
It's all right.
Yeah, what'd you like, dislike?
Well, first of all, me and this red dot always have issues.
Yeah, you like the hollow suns better, huh?
The sun glare always doubles as a red dot, so I have to distinguish which one is which. So that was my first miss, I think, and then I realized what was the sun glare and what wasn't.
Right.
It feels, I don't know, you know me, I just love really luxury guns, and it was a bit snappier than I thought it was going to be for how heavy it was. And this grip texture is definitely more for you and not for me. I don't love super aggressive.
That's for sure.
And I feel like it's really aggressive.
It's really aggressive.
So,
yeah, it's the most aggressive one he makes.
Well then.
It's to help control that recoil you don't like.
It's true, it's true. It's all a give and take. You kind of have to take one to fix the other, but...
P99 pattern guns, the PPQ, the VP9, PWP, as much as I like the accuracy of them, they are a little snappy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're at 50 yards here, and we're just gonna see how we do. Gun's accurate. I know I'm pretty good with the VP9, however, I'm a little concerned because I'm getting really cold, so I'm getting a little shaky.
It is freezing.
Going off to the right a lot, which is something I don't normally do. I wonder if we had a good zero on that optic or not. Another thing is the wind's coming right at us, so it's like making my eyes water a little bit.
It's super windy. I thought it was nice out.
What?
I thought it was nice out, and then
yeah, I did too. I kind of underdressed for this because there's like a 20-mile-an-hour wind going on, and over there it's 37, seems like a heat wave, but over here, not so much.
Hope you guys can feel how cold it is through this.
Yeah, that's the thing about Iowa is that the cold really comes from the wind, and the wind comes from the fact that there's nothing else here to block the wind.
Obviously.
There's like 4 trees in the next 10 miles, so.
It's true. Well, there.
All right, so we kind of counted wrong, and we only have 3 rounds left, so I'm gonna try to make these count. We're at about 80 yards or so. So no lockback on any of the magazines the entire time. And because of that mag wall, I'm actually having quite a hard time getting the mags out of the gun, which I'm not a fan of either. It's kind of funny because in like theoretical testing, like doing a little dry firing around the house, this was my favorite of all the guns I've purchased in the last couple of months to do for 2021 videos. And I gotta say, in actual shooting experience, I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be. One of the things that is the problems, I shot the Walter PDP right before this, or PWP, sorry. I can't remember, PDP.
PDP.
Yep. And I gotta tell you, for me and my big mitts here, I have a real issue with the VP9 and the PPQ because it's got a 15 round magazine capacity standard from the factory. And even if you put a mag wall on, it kind of crunches my hand up a little bit, makes it feel a little too overcrowded in there. And I don't even have any space. I have the largest back strap and a mag wall, and I still don't have any space at all for my support hand. Kind of messes up my shooting a little bit, to be honest with you. Kind of increases the muzzle flip because I just don't have the surface area to control it. Even though this had a 5-inch slide compared to the PDP's 4.5, this had more recoil to me. Not to you, but to me. I like a lot of the features that the VP9L comes with, but a couple of things I don't like. And one of those is the fact that the slide by itself is $800. Didn't come with the optics mount. And then obviously the gun itself, if you buy the gun all in total, which you can buy one of these all in total, it's something about $1,000, $1,100, where you can get guns like the Canik SFX, almost the exact same gun, with all the features that you need, with the optics plates right out of the box, and that gun's $500 to $600, and it's just as accurate as this gun is. So, man, it sucks because I really like H&K and I like the VP9 series, but to me personally, I just don't see where the money went. You know, I'm not trying to be negative at all. I've shot the SFX recently. I've shot the new Walter recently, and now that I'm shooting the H&K, I'm just seeing a gun that I feel like should have came out a few years ago, and they should have had something new to compete with those guns. Yeah, I don't know. A little lukewarm on it right now. We'll do obviously a full review of this. Maybe it'll change my mind. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great gun. Still would compete with guns like the PDP and the Walter Q5 match, and it'll still obviously compete with the Canik SFX. The problem is it competes with it for twice as much money. So what are you gonna do? If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please support your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later.